Hey everybody, this tutorial is about simple color grading. So how to create your own cinematic look with a few simple steps. Have fun! I'll show you the whole process with a short recording in Final Cut Pro. Almost the same instruments as in Final Cut can be found in Premiere or DaVinci Resolve. You can even download Resolve for free. Basically the same principles apply to all recordings, regardless of whether you made them with a GoPro or DSLR. Color grading is usually easier if you use a flat color profile for your shots. Before we start, however, I would like to go into a few basics. Color grading and color correction. Color correction is about adjusting white balance, exposure and saturation to create a clean, natural image. But it is not a creative process. Color grading, on the other hand, is a creative process in which there is actually no right or wrong. The right thing is what you like and what fits the respective scene. Less is more. Although this is a creative process, it has to be said that less is usually more. By this I mean that too strong color shifts usually do not look good. All of the mentioned programs offer tools to make editing easier for you. These are waveforms and vector scopes. This allows you to keep an eye on the correct exposure, saturation and colors. So take a good look at them. Let's take a look now at the different instruments for color grading. The first instrument I want to show you is the color wheels. In general, in color grading you always distinguish between highlights, midtones and shadows. The color wheel for the highlights refers to the brighter areas in the image. The wheel of the shadows to the darker areas and the wheel of the midtones to the areas in the middle. In this way you can make changes separately for these three areas. If you take a closer look at one of the wheels, you will see that it is divided into different colors: red, magenta, blue, cyan, green and yellow. Here you should remember at the moment that certain colors are facing each other. They are called complementary colors. Red and cyan, green and magenta, blue and yellow. This is important because these colors neutralize each other, but if you use them side by side, a strong contrast is created. The second instrument I want to show you are the curves. Here we distinguish the curves Luma, red, green and blue. Luma stands for the brightness and the other three represent the three primary colors. Primary colors because all other colors can be produced by mixing these three colors. The curves are structured in such a way that the upper part refers to the brighter areas and the lower part to the darker areas. You can test this simply by pulling down the top part of the curve. This makes the brightest areas darker. Basically you can get similar results with the color wheels and the curves. The color wheels have the advantage that specific colors can be targeted. With the curves, however, you can make more precise adjustments. Before we start with the actual color grading, I would like to say that today it's not about how to quickly adjust the color of an image with a LUT, but about how you can change the colors of your recordings yourself. I will create a cinematic LUT for the GoPro and the Sony cameras at a later time. If you're interested, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please note that I'm only showing you an example of cinematic color grading today. This does not mean that in the future you should change all your videos in exactly the same way. Rather, I want to encourage you to find your own way and your own colors. And you'll see it's relatively simple overall. For today's color grading, I used some shots I took yesterday in the garden. As you can see, you can already see clear signs of spring here in the Alps. As a first step, I would take care of the exposure and contrast. Our goal today is to create a cinematic look. To do this, we should increase the contrast first. We can increase the contrast by making the dark areas darker and the bright areas brighter. The curves are best suited for this. Remember that upper means brighter and lower means darker. Since it's all about brightness right now, we're using the Luma curve. We take the lower area and pull it down. This makes the dark areas even darker. The upper part can be pulled up slightly to make the brighter areas of the image even brighter. So we can increase the overall contrast of the image. The result is a so-called S-curve. As you can see, even this small step makes a huge difference. If you want to create a so-called faded look, you can drag the point at the bottom left, which stands for black, slightly upwards. Black areas now turn dark gray. This effect is very often used in movies. Now we will change the colors of our image. Teal shadows are typical for a cinematic look. Therefore we will now add teal in the shadows. We can do this with the color wheels or with the color curves. I'll show you the adjustment first using the color curves. This gives you a better understanding of color grading, even though the curves appear more complex at the beginning. Before we change the color curves, you should remember the complementary colors. Red is the opposite of cyan, Blue is the opposite of yellow, and green is the opposite of magenta. To produce teal we need cyan and blue and maybe some green. So we have to change the red and blue curves. Since red is the opposite of cyan, we only need to reduce red to add cyan. We reduce the red in the shadows by dragging the red curve in the lower area downwards. Now we use the blue curve to add blue, so we move the blue curve in the lower area upwards. Then maybe we can add a little green by dragging the green curve slightly upwards. You will see that you should make only very slight adjustments to create a pleasant look. It is now our next goal to create a color contrast. We do this by adding orange to the highlights. Orange and teal face each other in the color wheel. Using both colors for the same image results in more contrast. To produce orange we need yellow and red. To produce yellow we reduce blue in the upper area because blue in our color wheel is the opposite of yellow. At the end we add a little red. Let us now take a quick look at the result. In the midtones we are careful with color changes because our skin tones are there. I'll come back to that. You can create a similar result as with the curves with the color wheels. With the color wheels you can change colors by dragging the white point in the middle in the corresponding direction. You start with the shadows and drag the white point towards teal to add this color to the darker areas. As you can see, it's much easier than before. Nevertheless, I recommend you to take a look at the curves as you will learn more. Here you can only distinguish between highlights, midtones and shadows, and not control individual areas as precisely as with the curves. After the shadows, add some orange to the highlights to create the usual color contrast. In the next step we should take care of the skin tones. Correct skin tones are crucial so that the whole image does not appear unnatural. The human eye can immediately recognize whether a person's skin is unnaturally colored or not. To achieve correct skin tones, there is another excellent tool within the software. The vectorscopes. This shows you how saturated individual colors are. Here too, a color wheel is shown. The further you move away from the center in the vectorscope, the more saturated the respective color is. What is of interest to us is this diagonal line. It shows exactly the color range on which our skin tones should be located. So if you use an image with skin tones, you will see immediately if the color of the image is along the diagonal line. If that's not the case, you'll have to do a little more work. As you can see, we have created a cinematic image in a very short time and in a simple way. All editing programs include additional instruments to make further adjustments. If you're interested in another tutorial on this topic, please let me know in the comments. Then I will create another tutorial on color grading. I hope the video was interesting for you. You support my channel with a like and I'll see you soon with a new tutorial.